Hi everyone, happy full moon in Capricorn. Today, me and Cutie Pie are just doing a quick video. We're about to head to the beach to go do some full moon rituals. But I wanted to talk about the two cards that I think are very important for this full moon. Now, it being in the sign of Capricorn, which is my sun sign. So for all of you fellow Cappies out there, happy full moon. And today, I think, and for the next few days, the energy of the devil card is going to be really important because the devil represents all of the ways in which we are manipulated, gaslit, um, invalidated, belittled, sort of like almost forced into certain addictions, things like that, whether it's social media, um, shopping, things like that. So it's all of the ways in which we are being really lied to. So that can come from outside, external things like certain entities, certain politics, certain messaging, things like that. But also it comes from within. So what's really important for this full moon is to not only address where we are being lied to from the outside, but also where are we doing the lying from within. So like where are we questioning our worth, our power, our deserving of like peace and just like very basic human necessities? Where are we somehow convincing ourselves that we're not fully deserving of those to where like you, where we let systems and other people really belittle us in that way. So that's going to be really important for us is how am I over this? How are you over this? How are we over this? All of it. Because the truth is that individually, let alone in numbers, we are so powerful. We are everything that we are meant to be. And we just haven't tapped into that yet because we've been forced to think small, see ourselves as small and insignificant, but we are not. So I think that for this full moon, this card really rings true. Now, the other card that's represented by uh, Capricorn is the King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles is ruled by cardinal Earth, which is Capricorn. And the King of Pentacles is all about stepping into that leadership to create abundance for the self and for the others around us. So not only are we seeing where the lies are, we're taking that power that we actually have had this whole time and bringing it into the material world with abundance. And that abundance can look like things like material abundance as well, but also a sense of connection, a sense of belonging, a sense of confidence. It's all of the abundance that we need to step into, create for ourselves so that we can therefore pass it to those around us. Because if anything is going to get us all through these crazy times, it's this card, but we have to identify what's in this card first. So this full moon is so great. A lot of astrologers are calling it the most powerful moon of the year, and I actually kind of believe that. So just to top this off, the last card is Nine of Cups in reverse. Now, the Nine of Cups is all about kind of like sitting with your achievements and kind of knowing what you've done in the past. When it's reversed, we need to remember that we are not new to this. We were not born yesterday, both as individuals, but also as the human race. We have also, witnessed certain empires crumble. We've witnessed lots of things happen, but humans have made it through up until now. And so do not give up hope that we cannot do this time. We don't know what's going to happen, but we can't lose hope. And we have to remember how resilient humans are. Humans, honestly, probably one of the most ridiculous species that will ever exist on this planet. But somehow we are still here. I don't really know how, but we're still here. So think of that on a collective level, but then also on an individual level. What have you accomplished already? What traumas have you already healed from? Where have you taken back your power? Because these are all the ways in which you are going to be able to really look back at what you've done, almost like look at your spiritual resume and remember, like, holy crap, like I did do that. I completely survived that. I thrived from that. I, stepped into like my leadership role in that. I faced certain fears, like all of the things in which you've done. Don't discount them and don't forget about them because that's exactly who you are. And that is who you're meant to be here on this world, on this planet. And the last thing I'll mention is so the full moon being in Capricorn, Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of karma. This works with us in two different ways. So individually, Saturn is what kind of, when we're getting really excited or getting really kind of like trying to move at a fast pace with things, we want things now. Saturn's kind of the reason, the voice of reason that comes in and is like, slow down. You have not yet worked on this. You have not yet solidified this. It's kind of like a good project manager, so to speak, in a karmic way as well. So don't think of Saturn as something to fear, but something that helps bring your ideas and your expansive feelings and your inspirations. It helps bring that to a level where you can actually accomplish it. So it brings everything to a level where, okay, now let's make a plan. Let's actually earn this. Let's do this. So I love Saturn from that, even though it can be harsh love sometimes. And the only other thing about Saturn that I also think is interesting is that it has to do with karma for other people who've wronged you. So I'm talking about the people who've really done you dirty. And depending on where Saturn is in your chart, it can have a lot of influence on what karma people see when they do you dirty. So, for example, I recently just found out that a person who did me particularly dirty in a very short amount of time, but it was very effective, and it was had to do with male aggression and just all sorts of nasty stuff. um, this person, it was just announced like all over like local news, or not local news, but local buzz, that their business has now gone under, and that they're kind of like scraping to just figure out how to survive at this point. Now, I don't wish that upon anyone, but and Saturn is in my first house, Capricorn being in my second house. So second house being money and possessions, things like that. So their karma, for at least for me, is showing up in their business sort of like folding, right? Which no, there's nothing to celebrate there, but it's a reality. But also where the karma comes in from my side is that that person will no longer be able to be an aggressor or benefit, let's just say, based on their reputation for that business. So it's not just taking away the monetary side for them, it's taking away that clout that they used in the wrong way. And so for me, it's not, I never want to be happy for anyone's misfortune, but it reminds me of why, when it comes to Saturn and when it comes to people doing you dirty, we do not have to retaliate. We do not have to seek revenge, because Saturn always finds a way straight to them. So just give it time and make your peace with it and move forward. And I think this full moon's also about that. So I think also letting go of resentments that we have towards people who have wronged us, and just trusting that Saturn knows what it's doing. It does it in divine timing. We can't plan that. We can't plan like what it's going to do, but just know that you're looked after, you are protected, and all you have to do is keep living your beautiful life and being beautiful you. So enjoy this full moon and go do your moon water, go do your rituals, and just make the most out of this energy.